Good afternoon, this is Bob Knight. It's the 5th day of January 2018, and I wanted to talk about a trade I did today on DELT, Delta Technology Holdings Limited. This is, I think it's a Chinese stock, but I love this part. Rumored blockchain move. And surely they're all smoking pot to boot, so it was the perfect storm for this stock. Anyways, you can see that the old high was in here, the 307, 306 area. Just remember that number. That's going to show support down the road. Has this big base building, nothing happens, and then of course, boom, it takes off. 10 million in the float, averages 230,000, but today 35.6 million, corresponding with the huge move. So here's I normally trade using a 2-day chart, 5-minute time period. And on this chart, I've got the 15 EMA, exponential moving average, and the 5. And I've also drawn some other lines in, which I'm going to explain. So the announcement comes out, stock rockets off, hits a high of 416, something like that. Pulls back down into the 260 area, tries it again, makes it to 350, pulls back, and then starts to consolidate. So this would be, your ABC D pattern, but what interested me was this wedge formation in here, and that's what I was watching for when I saw it developing. And I actually was alerting the chat room in this area here that I was watching it, and I was accumulating a little bit in here. But when it broke this wedge, I added, and I ended up with an average of 315 a share, and the stock takes off. Now, normally when it comes up to this resistance, which would be non-resistance, it would be a seller, but it was so strong. I stayed long. As a matter of fact, when it made this pullback and took off again, I added to my position at 350. So now I'm long 4,000 shares. And I sell 1,000 up in here at 395 when it approaches the whole dollar. I just want to take some risk off the table. But it just powers through, it just thinks nothing of it. To get back to this area here, so the old high was the 307. So I knew this was support for the stock in here. I had a stop loss in around 290. Fairly tight, but I didn't want this thing just to roll over and crash on me. So anyway, so it does power through this level here at the old high 416 and trades up and I add actually in here at 412, powers up. I sell some at 450, it jives around, makes this double top, comes back down. I don't want to hold it anymore. I bailed the balance at 415. So the last 2,000 shares basically break even. But, it ends up being a very good trade for me. It's got an ABCD pattern. It breaks out this wedge. I'm sort of accumulating it in here. When it breaks this wedge, I add here and sell into the push. So it ended up being a good trade for me. Anyways, that's my trade. Thanks.